Hey guys, I'm here with installment 6 of TR's Mod Shop collection, and this is my poor man's Eric Clapton guitar. I did a video on this guitar a couple years ago, back when it had the David Allen Echoes pickup set in them, and it was actually the changes on this guitar and another guitar of mine that I featured that got me thinking about going ahead and just kind of doing a series on all the different mods and guitars that I've got. Since that video, I've actually installed the original Eric Clapton Lace Sensor pickup. As I mentioned in earlier videos, my guitars sort of reflect the influences that I've had over the years. They're not pure copies, but they're sort of tributes. Clapton was a huge influence on my playing early on, especially around the Journeyman 24 Nights era, when he was using the Lace Sensors with the Mid-Boost. You know, I finally got a chance a year or two ago to actually get an original Fender Lace Sensor set from that time frame, you know, from around the 1990s. And for those of you who aren't aware, you have 3 Fender Lace Sensors. They're all gold, so they're all the same pickup essentially. There's actually a battery. It's an active harness, so I actually have a 9-volt battery inside here that powers the Mid-Boost. So typically on a Strat, you'll have a volume and then 2 tone knobs. On an original vintage Strat, there would be no tone knob on the bridge, and then the bottom tone would go to the middle tone would go to the neck. This guitar, because it has some different things going on, the bottom tone is a mid-boost. So if I put it up basically 2 notches, and the tone is very similar to my Epiphone SG, which has full humbuckers on it. And then that's just, like I said, that's just 2 notches up. When you go wide open, it's almost like you hit an overdrive pedal. It's so much output, especially if you're running into an amp that's got low headroom. It will be like you turned on a distortion pedal. And I'll show that when I demo this guitar. I've got the amp set up where, you know, they're clean, and then when I bring this wide open, it will actually go into distortion. So again, mid-range boosts on the bottom, and then the middle is the TBX tone control. And I mentioned that in one of my other videos. And basically, the way a TBX tone control works on a Fender Strat is from 0 to 5, it basically acts like a standard 250K pot. And then when you get to 5, there's a little, what they call a detent. So you actually will feel there's like a stop point there. And then it actually goes into a second pot, which is a 1 meg pot. So it really can brighten it up. And it's really important because as you pull up this mid-range boost, some of the high end can get lost. It can get a little muddy. By having that TBX tone control, it allows you to bring some brightness back in, some clarity. It will still sound really big and full like a humbucker, but it just won't. You can add the brightness in so it doesn't get too flubby and muddy. It's a master tone, so it does affect all 3 pickups. So you can't independently control the bridge from the neck. And the body on this guitar was off of a made in Mexico Strat. I bought it used, and it was pretty messed up when I got it. It was really scratched real bad, and I was able to get the shine back on it. There's still some dents, which I don't mind. You know, it kind of gives it a little bit of character. Then the neck, this is what was on my Virginia Strat. This is the Jimmie Vaughan. It's upside down, but you can see it's got the Jimmie Vaughan signature on the back. So this was the neck that was originally on the 2-tone Sunburst Strat that I call Virginia. It's got medium jumbo frets. It's got a soft V-neck, very relatively thick, and just really, I mentioned in previous videos that I had trouble with thin necks causing my hands to cramp. This neck fits in my hand just perfectly. It's almost like it drops into kind of the V shape of my hand. It just really fits like a glove. I have had the frets leveled at least once. I actually taught myself how to do a fret job and level frets, and so this was not the first guitar I tried it on. I tried it on actually on my very first guitar, Sybil, and when that turned out okay, I went ahead and was able to do a level job on the other guitars that needed it. And that definitely helped because, you know, from playing so many years, I was getting divots in some of the frets, and it was starting to cause some rattling and some trouble. I did have the nut replaced early on, and it had a Graphtec nut, and the nut is actually slid over slightly when it was installed to allow the E string to come in. And actually on this guitar, it's not really a problem because it's got a made in Mexico narrow import style bridge spacing. Does have Callaham saddles, and it does have a full-size Callaham bridge block. And as you can see, I've also got the wood block back there to block, just like Eric Clapton has his guitars blocked. So it does add some sustain, some brilliance, and it does keep the tuning very stable. And the other thing I did on this guitar was I actually polished the neck to a semi-gloss. Typically the Jimmie Vaughans have a satin finish, and it always kind of bugged me because, you know, I'm a fan of vintage guitars, and so here I had everything else about the guitar look vintage, and then it had this satin neck, which looked modern. So I actually figured out I could take jeweler's rouge and a drill with a polishing head on it, and actually could polish the finish to a shine. So I actually ended up doing that, and it really kind of helped capture kind of the real vintage look. It still plays real smoothly. It didn't cause the neck to feel sticky or anything, but it does really capture more of a vintage vibe in terms of the way it looks. That's my poor man's Eric Clapton with the Fender Lace Sensors and the mid-range boost, and I will try it out now and you can hear what it sounds like. Again, thanks for watching.